Alright, here it is, guys. Finally, the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I got a little story, so I'll tell the story while I'm unboxing this thing. So, I ordered from Walmart. There was rumors that people's pre-orders were getting canceled, but mine didn't get canceled. Some people's did, mine didn't, luckily, by the grace of God, or whatever forces are helping me out here. They came through for me, and my pre-order was not canceled. So I'm waiting for it downstairs in the lobby this morning, and then I see a guy walk by with a bag. I didn't notice the bag at the time. He was walking by with the maintenance guy in my building, right? So, oh, it goes this way, my fault. He's walking by with the maintenance guy in my building, right? So, he's talking like, yeah, I don't know why they got us delivering to these buildings where you just gotta leave it in the lobby, because they, you know, this is bad. They shouldn't be doing that. Blase, blase. And I'm like, damn, that must suck. So I'm thinking, there's no way I'm gonna miss this guy because I'm in the lobby. You know, I'm in the lobby. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm waiting what I'm supposed to wait at. Come to find out, this guy that's talking this whole time is the guy that's delivering for me. He came through the back of the building with the maintenance guy. So I don't even know how that happened, but it happened. So, boom. I'm like, he was talking about he was from where he was from, and I'm talking about where I'm from. I'm from New York. He's also from New York. We was talking about where we was from. I kind of butted into the conversation or whatever. They kind of looked my way, and I felt awkward, and I thought it would be awkward to not say anything. So I kind of jumped in the conversation. And then he was getting ready to go in the elevator to go bring up what was my order. So I was like, you know what? Let me see. That's probably him. Because the maintenance guy was like, yeah, I know this guy. That's probably for him. You know, he's a gamer. Because you can look inside the bag and you can see the top of the Switch box. They put it in a paper bag. I'll flash it here somewhere. But they put it in a paper bag, bro. And I'm like, what? Why would they put it in a paper bag? So it ended up being mine. I said, yeah, you going to such and such, right? Boom. So yeah. So he gives me the package. And then when he gives me the package, he takes a picture of it, and then he heads out. So I'm like, it's just a paper, as you saw what I just showed you, it's just a paper bag with the console in it. Like, that's unacceptable from Walmart. You got a third-party service doing it, like Spark or whatever they call it, the DoorDash version of for Walmart or whatever, Spark, whatever they're using. Like, nah, bro, like that was just a bad move by Walmart. Like, even the guy was saying it like, yo, like, if I was a different kind of person, I could have just took it, but I didn't, you know. I'm like, you know, thank you, glad you a solid dude, you a good person, and you didn't take my order. I paid a lot of money for this, damn near $600, because the tax in here in New York is ridiculous. So yeah, that's my little story to go with it. But yeah, we got the Nintendo Switch 2. Let me get all the components out. We have the dock right here. This is the new dock. It has more air vents at the bottom, and then there's a fan on the back. Let me see if we could. I don't know if I could take this off. They probably won't let me take it off. Yeah, there's a fan on the back here, and then here you see your two ports, which is probably both USB-A. Yeah, USB-A, and then HDMI should be somewhere back here, right? I'm guessing, right? Where is it? I don't know. HDMI should be somewhere back here, but I don't know. I don't want to break this thing. So I'm gonna look in the instructions. Oh wait, this does come off. Yeah, so here we go. You have the AC adapter, the HDMI out, and the LAN port. And then here you have the fan, and the exhaust comes out of there. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad I didn't break it. I just got it. So next, let's look at the Joy-Con 2. They feel light, just like the regular Joy-Cons. We'll do a comparison after the unboxing part. Yeah, they feel, obviously they're bigger, so they feel a little bit heavier, but they still feel pretty light, pretty lightweight. These are not Hall effects. These are not Hall effects, unfortunately. But they do feel sturdy. They feel like they're slightly better build quality than the original Switch. So here you get a charging adapter. See how many watts is this? Looks like 100 watts. Hold on. trying to see. It says input 100 to 240 at 50 to 60 gigahertz. And the output is 5 volts, 9 volts, 15 volt, and 120 volt. So yeah, so this is a pretty beefy power brick or AC adapter, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Some people call it a box. That's the funniest one to me when people call it a box. So next up we got the mouse attachments. So this is the part, these are the pieces that make your Joy-Cons into a mouse, and you can use it for certain games like that wheelchair game that's coming out, and other games, and then the World Tour game, the tech demo that should be free. I just did a video on that. I just dropped that video. I'll probably link it. I'll link it here somewhere, so y'all let me know. Or you can go click on it. I'll probably put it in the annotations or something like that. But yeah, so I'm guessing these just clamp on to the bottom like so. Yep, and then you can use it as a mouse. I wonder if you need like a mouse pad type surface to use it as a mouse or not. I don't know, but we're gonna test all of that sooner rather than later. It does feel like you could use this as a mouse. I'm just used to a mouse being obviously a lot wider than this, so it just feels a little bit weird, not gonna lie. And then here goes the Joy-Con grips. Now this is, they have a charging one for $40, and it comes with the new GL and GR button, which I guess that means grab, like the programmable buttons that you would get on the Pro controller. And these just magnetize right in there. Feels pretty comfortable. It feels like the Switch One. You know, it's a little bit small for my hands, but I mean, it will suffice if you that's all you got to start with. And as far as like yanking it off, it would take some force to yank this off without. I'm pretty strong, so this would take some force to yank it off without, unlatching it. You'll probably break the latch doing it. So you always want to unlatch it like that and to remove it from the magnet. So we'll leave these on here for a second before we get to the coup de grace. Here goes some manuals. This is all the user manuals. Everything causes cancer and things of that nature. Those warnings and whatnot, electronics warnings and stuff like that. This is the HDMI cable. I'm not sure what HDMI this is. I'm pretty sure it says it somewhere in the manual. And then this would be the game code. I ain't giving y'all my code. Okay, you can't see the code. So here goes the game code for Mario World, because I got the bundle for Mario World. So I got to scratch this off for my download code. I'm probably not going to get many physical copies of Switch 2 games because of the whole game key situation. I'll probably get a few, like the ones that are actually on the disc, but the ones that aren't, I just feel like there's no point in collecting it. And I've been on my digital shit since like 2019, 2020 anyway. And then here it goes, obviously it goes a USB cable that goes with the power adapter. Now we get to the main screen. It's a 7.9 inch LCD screen. A lot of people were angry about that. They feel like it should have been OLED, but we already know what Nintendo's gonna do. They're gonna come out with an OLED version in about a year or two, and we're all gonna buy it anyway, so I don't know why we're complaining. I didn't buy the original Switch OLED because by the time I had figured out about it, like all the Switch 2 leaks was coming, so I was like, you know what, I might as well just wait another year or so to get it. But I still do want a Switch OLED for my personal collection. I want that red Mario one. That red Mario one looks fire. I'm definitely going to cop that when I get the chance. So here's the Switch 2. Again, 7.9 inch LCD screen. It's not OLED, and it doesn't matter because a good LCD screen could beat out a average or regular OLED screen any day. So from what I've seen from people that's been to the event and people that's has the Switch so far, it's pretty good. Like, this is a pretty good screen. We're gonna test it out in a little bit. We're gonna pop the Joy-Cons in. Hold on, I got it upside down. I'm tweaking. We're gonna pop the Joy-Cons in. This feel like Christmas, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is we've been waiting for this for a long time. And let me see if there's any, like, there is a little bit of give in it when you're holding it, because that's a huge problem with the Switch 1 Joy-Cons. There was a lot of give, but there's way less give here. It feels way better in the hand because the Joy-Con is bigger, the screen is bigger, the overall console is bigger. And then on the top you have your I/O, you have your on button, your volume rocker. I think this looks like an IR blaster right here. Your exhaust vent. You have your Type C wire. Your Type C port. Have 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and then this is your game card slot right up here, and then on the bottom you got your speaker grills. Those are pretty big speaker grills. I wouldn't expect them to be that big, but that's cool. I like that. You do have what looks to be either microphones or other speakers, or another pair of speakers. I'm not sure. We will find out in a minute. Matter of fact, I think this is not this. These are the speakers. Matter of fact, and then this is the air intake. This would be the intake. I think the air intake, the intake vents. So yeah. So we see that there's the usual buttons on the controller, and then you have your C button here for chat functionality, which you have to pay for after a year. They're gonna give it to everybody for free for a year, and then after that you have to sign up for a Nintendo membership if you want to keep using it. I think this up here is the mic, this right here, because I saw something with the Nintendo World thing and it said like air intake, so I guess you're gonna have to like blow into it for certain parts. I don't know, but yeah, this looks dope. And let's put it in the dock, see how it looks in the dock. It looks fire in the dock. We're gonna compare it to the Switch 1. We're gonna compare it to all these devices I got sitting right over here in a second. So let's actually do that first. Let's do the size comparisons, and then we'll actually turn the thing on and compare. So I'm gonna do like a little montage for y'all. So here we go. We're booting on the Nintendo Switch for the first time. Well, the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's see if it has some juice. Sorry if it's a little overexposed. I have my camera in auto. I'm a fucking amateur. Sorry. I didn't feel like setting it up and white balancing and all that stuff. So we doing the setup. We just gonna do the little primary setup. View in license agreement. You gotta remember, this is that EULA agreement where you agree that if you it contains binding arbitration provision and class action waiver in Section 7 that to the fullest extent permitted by law requires both you and Nintendo to resolve most claims as defined in Section 7 as an individual on an individual basis and not a class arbitration proceeding or by a jury trial. You may opt out of binding arbitration by the following procedure in Section 7J, which would include you have to write a letter to them and then you got to send it out today. You basically playing ball on a home court, no matter what option you pick. So just be mindful of that if you plan on like hacking it. I've seen some people try to hack it. I follow a few people in the hacking community. They've tried a few things and it automatically has bricked the switch. So theoretically anything is hackable. It just has to be trial and error. It'll probably have to be some sort of mod chip. But that's enough on that. Just be aware of that before you accept. I'm not a hacker. I don't plan on hacking this. I don't plan on doing homebrew and none of that stuff. And I still have my original Switch if I really want to get down like that. Anyway, I didn't sell my original Switch. My original Switch is right here. And I'm keeping it. I was fortunate enough to be able to afford to buy this and keep my old Switch. So let's get a move on. You can set up the internet. Y'all don't need to see my Wi-Fi, so I'll connect to my Wi-Fi real quick. Okay, so we're officially connected, and next will be the day 1 patch, I'm assuming. So this is the update that will allow the console to actually initiate. So I gotta pick my time, which is basically Eastern time. Yeah, New York, Montreal, Toronto, there we go. Yeah, that's us. It says you can use your Switch to a variety of ways to play. In a variety of playstyles to suit when, where, and how you'd like to play. You can adjust the stand so you can see the screen from your preferred angle. When playing in tabletop mode, try adjusting the stand now. So yeah, we can do it like that. You know, you can do it. You know, you can lay it all the way back like that, which is cool. And then detach the right Joy-Con from the console. So you want to hold this button in the back and then pull out. You want to make sure you do that so you don't break your Switch. Now you detach the left one. Next, select. Then they want you to press these buttons. You can play console connected to the TV. Do you want to connect now? Yeah, we'll connect. I guess we'll connect now, because that's what I was going to do anyway. So we're going to put these on the Joy-Cons. On the Joy-Con grip. And we're going to connect to TV. It's going to tell you all the wiring you need, which I already have set up. I already have the Switch 2 dock set up. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that and then put this into the TV. And then next thing you'll see will be on the computer, because I'm going to run it through OBS and record it like that. Alright, so yeah, so we finally got it hooked up to the TV. So I'm using the Joy-Con grip. We going through OBS, so let's continue the setup. Successful. You can use the accessories that came with the Joy-Con to change how you hold the Joy-Con controllers. View attachment guide. Yeah, I'm already doing that. Yep, you just use the trigger, use the latch, the little release here to take it off. The strap can be used when playing the Joy-Con 2 controller held separately. Attach the accessory starting from the end of the wrist strap to make sure it's attached firmly. You can detach the strap by holding the release button. So the same button you use to release, you release it from the console, and to release it from the Joy-Con grip, you use it to release it from the mouse grips, from these little mouse grips right here. You can switch between playstyles wherever you like. Choose your preferred playstyle, then continue. So right now, where I got the Switch hooked up to the TV. I have it running into my capture card. My capture card is running into the back of my capture card is running through my TV and then into my computer through USB. So that's how we doing it. That's why it's bright over there, if you can see. So we're gonna do the system update. This that day one patch to make it, to enable the console to start working. Hey, update complete. Let's get to it. Okay, so now is where you can begin your system transfer. So all of the data is gonna be transferred over from your old Switch to your new Switch. I'm not sure if I want to do this because I read that not all the games is compatible yet with the Switch 2. So I got a whole stack of games down there. A lot of them I haven't finished. So I don't want to transfer my data now and then, you know what I'm saying? So let's read about it. Let's see what it says. A system transfer allows you to transfer data from another console so you can keep playing where you left off. Even if you already selected system transfer to Switch 2 on the other console, you still need to select begin system transfer on this console if you would to proceed the transfer. Please note that most types of data can be transferred from the source console. Some types of data aren't transferable. So news, okay, we're not worried about that because it's gonna have an updated news thing. All users, all saved data, screenshots of videos, and system settings will be transferred. Visit the Nintendo website for more information. It's also possible that transfer data between two consoles without performing a system transfer. So we're gonna do the system transfer, but I'm gonna come right back because there's some stuff I might need to delete off my Switch that I don't care to transfer to my new Switch. So we'll be right back. Trying to do the data transfer, as you can see. I should have got the controller. That would have been smart to do. Oh, so we're gonna try to do this data transfer. Let's see. I mean, I moved them about as close as you can move them together. What you want me to do? Right up on top of it. So let's see. Please do the following on the source Switch console. Open system settings on the home menu. Then select system and transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. Proceed to you see the text. Search for Nintendo Switch 2 console. System settings. Okay, system transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. Next. You will need to update the system before you can start a system transfer. So update my John. Go ahead. Do what you do. It says you can continue the system transfer. So next. You can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Nintendo Switch 2. See, that's the thing I was talking about. We're not sure 100% what software is compatible. Well, you finna find out, I guess. Make sure the Switch 2 is nearby. So they just doing like IR Blaster or some shit. Save data from the following will be removed from the system and transferred to the Nintendo Switch system. Other save data will be copied to the Switch 2 without being removed from the system. So all the games I've been playing basically. So yeah, let's do it. Connect the AC adapter before starting the system transfer process. Okay, we're gonna do that. Hold on, And now we rocking and rolling. All right, we back on OBS. So let's go start receiving data. This is giving me so much nostalgia. Like I had to do this so many times. I think the last time I did this was when I transferred my PS4 data over to my PS5, and when I transferred my Xbox data over to my Xbox One data to my Series X. Oh, this is not even going to take that long. You can still play the Nintendo Switch games you've purchased. Joy-Con controllers for Nintendo Switch 2 can be used if connected wirelessly. Oh, that's tough. I like that. I didn't know that. So there's a lot of functionality. There's a lot of functionality that is not being spoken about, you know, because I know there was a lot of doom and gloom surrounding, you know, the release of this console and a lot of the anti-consumer movements that Nintendo is making. But at a software level, the experience is has been impeccable for my lifetime at least. I don't know. At the corporate level, that's where they start so they start kind of fucking up. But especially once Iwata and them left, Iwata and Reggie Fils-Aimé and them left. But yeah, but this didn't take long. It took what, about, I've been yapping for a minute 35 seconds. This shit didn't take that long. I didn't really have a lot of games to transfer because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really play my Switch as much as I would like to. So, but that's gonna change with this Switch 2 for sure. I'm gonna be on this shit. We gonna be spamming that content, boy. I guess I had to reset. You can use game chat. You can still play Nintendo Switch games you've purchased. Okay. While we here, let me scan that QR. See what it say. Let's go ahead and scan that QR. See what it says. This shit not scanning. Oh, there we go. The Americas. United States. Preparing to start using this console. Okay. So it just gives you like general tips on, like, you know, how to use the console and stuff. I'm gonna take a look at that. I'm gonna send this to myself actually, and take a good read through it. It's probably simple stuff, but you know, I'm the type of, I was always the type of kid, even when I was little, I would read the manuals. But yeah, that's the system transfer complete. The same theme as you was using on the Source console will be applied. So I use the dark theme. Yeah, setup complete. You can press the home button to open the home menu. Bang. Hey, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. It's that initial boot up. Okay. We get a new startup. We get new startup music. It's downloading all these games. This is basically how I had it set up. This is basically how I had it set up. Like when I logged into my Switch, when I had it on my Switch 1. That's cool. I dig it. So let's just take a look through the menus and stuff and see what's up. Game chat. Let's click on that. Let's see what's up. Obviously, we don't have a lot of. Let's get everything set up and ready to go. About game chat. Game chat is a Nintendo Switch 2 feature that lets you chat with friends while playing. Welcome offer. Game chat can now be enjoyed for free until the end of March 2026. Afterwards, a Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required. Please read the game chat terms by marking the checkbox below. You consent to game chat terms. You can withdraw your consent at any time by unchecking this box in the game chat settings. Okay, please read these game chat terms and provide your consent. Game chat allows players to enjoy the voice. We can't use game chat is subject to Nintendo user agreement. Please familiarize yourself with the community guidelines. Your chat is recorded. So this is another thing. Your chats will be recorded, you know, for inappropriate language, just in case they got to kick some people out, because, you know, this is a family console, so a lot of people are going to be playing it. So I think what happens is if there's a report, like, they take up to the last 3 minutes after, like, before the report was made or something like that, they take that audio. But yeah, let's we could actually just read it. The C button, press the C button in the game chat and follow on-screen instructions. You can review a recording of the last 3 minutes. See, I know what I'm talking about. Come on, I'm tapped in, boy. Last 3 minutes of the latest 3 game chat sessions, and select a portion of the recording to be highlighted for review. These recordings are only available if the report is submitted within 24 hours. We review reported chats to uphold our community guidelines. So you can't be on here wilding. Withdraw your consent. You can withdraw consent anytime without affecting the lawfulness and handlings of recordings in your chat. Okay, Pokemon's done. For withdrawal, once you withdraw your consent, game chat will no longer be available to you. Please note that chat content recorded prior to withdrawal may be reported. So if you don't agree with this, you can't use their game chat. You can't use the game chat feature, pretty much. So we're gonna agree, because I am not gonna be talking crazy on here. And it says phone number verification is required to use game chat. You'll need a smart device, so please make sure nearby. This is another thing that people were complaining about, because not everybody has one of these. So I do. I have the Nintendo app. I have the Nintendo Music app. I listen to the Nintendo Music app sometimes, so I'm already locked in with the ecosystem. You see, I logged in through my phone. But if you couldn't log in through your phone before, then ain't no way you're not gonna be using it right now. But I mean, I have it, so I'm not gonna worry about what I don't have. I'm gonna worry about what I do have. So let's see what they talking about. Probably got to scan a barcode or some shit. Yeah, that's me. That's my information. They're gonna text me a code. So you see my phone just went off and they just text me a code. So now I gotta type this code in. Hey, let's go. Yo, make sure y'all check out Glockavelli, Key Glock. That album is fire. I was listening to it the other day. I didn't really get through it, but because I had other shit to do. But what I did listen to, I fucked with it. I'm gonna probably finish listening to it tonight after I edit this video, or probably while I'm editing this video. Hey, let's go. Game chat is only possible with friends approved. Please choose chat approval settings for each friends. So view details. If you choose not to approve chatting with someone, you will no longer receive invitations to join chat sessions that include that person. We recommend that you only approve chatting with people you know well. You can change your selection later, whether you choose to approve someone or not. The information will not be shared with them. Okay, so this is all my peoples. So I'm gonna approve all of them, because these are all people that most of these people I know in real life. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. We're using game chat. Make sure you only use game chat on your own Nintendo account. Additionally, to protect your privacy, please do not let others use your Nintendo account. Please be considerate of others, and remember that game chat is for everyone to enjoy. You can use the report feature if anyone says it does something that makes you feel uncomfortable. You can find this feature by selecting settings, report from within game chat. Say lesser. Have fun using game chat. So game chat, like you said, as you saw, is free until March of 2026. Then you gotta get a Nintendo Online account. If you don't have a Nintendo Online account, then you cannot. They might have disappeared there for a second. Then you cannot use this setting. Mute while entering a chat section. You can report people. Yup. You got the game chat terms and conditions. You could always agree or disagree. You could always withdraw your consent from it. You could create a chat using your friends list about undisplayed friends. Friends who have not been approved for chatting won't be displayed. Friends will be displayed if you set them as approved via change settings. Yep, so you gotta approve the friends. And then you have a chat list. So that is game chat. So let's look at some of the other features that we got going on here. So let's go and look at game share. Accepting game share invitation from another user will allow you to play the game with them. The other user will need to start game share with a supported game. How to play using game share.
Game shares allows someone with supported game to share and play it with others. Game share is possible with local users as well as with users in a game chat session. How to start a supported game, then start game share within that game and invite a local user. An invite from a local user can be accepted using a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2 console. So you can game share between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. That's why the big update that they pushed through before it came out, they made it available for the Switch 2. In the day one update for Switch 1, I just had it, or Switch 2, I had to do it on my Switch 1 as well. Because they want to keep that integration going. So yeah, that's dope. You got game share, join game share. Who'd like to accept the game share invite from a user in the chat session or local. So even if, so I'm guessing whatever games they allow, like let's say you want to play Split Fiction with somebody, they could game share it to you, and you could just, you know, jump on like that, and whatever other compatible games there are. So that's game share. Let's look at the photo albums. I don't know what pictures I have in here, to be honest. Mad Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing hella Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing Rush Duel. I've been playing Legacy of the Duelist. I played a little bit of Mario Mario Rabbids, and I played some was Tears of the Kingdom. Yep. So let's check out the news tab. Let's see what's new with the news. Everything, you know, Mario Kart World, as you would expect. The Switch 2 launch, you know, parental controls, launch day games. You can see what's popping for the launch. For the launch titles, you got Mario Kart World Welcome Tour. I'm gonna get that. I'm definitely gonna get that. You got Fortnite, that's free to play. Street Fighter 6, Bravely Default Remaster. I definitely want that. I would buy this game when I have some expendable income, but I have this on PC, and I'm doing a new build anyway, so I don't really need this. I think it comes with the DLC though. I think all I would have to do is buy the DLC, so I don't even really need to be messing around with this for real. Oh no, Black Hokage just jumped on stream. You go Split Fiction, definitely a game I want. Yakuza, definitely a game I want. Konitsugami, this game was, it got stale fast. This game was a little bit too long for me. I'm actually looking for a certain game. I'm trying to see if it's up here. Nobunaga's Ambition, not that. I guess we can visit the eShop. Hold on, what does it say? Discover? Because I want to show y'all every single corner of this shit before I get off here. So they coming out with a Ridge Racer. I want to show y'all every single corner. For those of you that don't got it yet and y'all want a detailed look, I'm giving it to y'all. So you got virtual game cards as well. Let's take a look at that. Here you can view your virtual game cards. Any digital software you purchase will be displayed here as a virtual game card. You can select virtual game cards to load to this console. Once you've loaded a virtual game card, its icon will appear in the home menu, and you'll be able to play the game. So you can slot these various games in, and they'll be able to be played on the console. And I guess this interacts with game share. You can share these out to your friends, or you know, whoever's on your Nintendo account, or to friends. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I'm pretty sure one of you will correct me down in the comments. So you got that. You got controllers. I only have this right now, the Joy-Cons, but I'm going to get the Pro Controller so I can use the GL and GR buttons. All right, so I forgot to try out one thing, which is the mouse control. So I put the mouse attachment on one of the Joy-Cons, and I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna try to see if I could do something with the mouse. So we go to controllers, how to use mouse controls. Joy-Con 2 controller supports mouse controls. To try it out, select next and follow the on-screen instructions. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit next. Already did that. To display the cursor. Hey, we got the cursor up, so I'm just using this one. Move the cursor, and then I guess it works just like a regular mouse. We got left click and right click, correct? Okay. And next, you can use the mouse controls on the home menu and compatible software. You should be all set with mouse controls. Then I'll go to the play mode you were just using. Pick up your Joy-Con and keep playing. Well, that's how it worked. And then you could just you could go back, or you could use the buttons. Oh, this is gonna set shit off. I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna set shit the fuck off. I am not gonna hold you. Yeah, so that was cool. That's the mouse controls. You can use the mouse controls to control everything, and you can still use the left stick, well, the right stick in this case. And you got your left and right, your L and R. No, your R and RZ is gonna be your left and right click. That is awesome. That is really awesome. Let's go into the eShop. See if that looks any different. So far, nothing really looks different. Nothing really looks different. You said enter your pen. I don't even remember having a pen. I'm gonna keep it a G stack with you. So let me log in. I'm gonna have to scan this again. I'm sorry if y'all hear the fan, but it was hot today. It was a muggy ass day today. I'm never gonna lie. And I had the heat on this morning like a dummy because it was cold last night. So it is muggy. I've been cutting up my shirts. I've been cutting all my shirts. 195.599. 195.599. All right, get me up in there. Get me in there. Get me in there. Come on. Okay. So this is the Nintendo Switch store. It looks basically the same. We're definitely copping this because I want to play this game so that you guys don't have to. So you don't have to waste your money.
Hello.
But this is the game. I just made a video on this. You have to have a 4K TV, a Pro controller, or the Joy-Con grip with the charging ones. It's $40. It comes with the G and GLGR buttons. And what else? There was a third thing. You need the camera. Now I have an extra webcam, so I can use it. But if you don't, you'd have to get the Nintendo webcam, or you can get your own third-party webcam and see if it works. That's another thing I want to test on here before we get up out of here. So you got the Nintendo Classics as well. Let's check those out. You got the GameCube. You got the N64. You got all of these virtual consoles that they're free. They're free to download, but you do need a. I do believe you need a Nintendo subscription in order to actually activate it and play it. So I don't have it right now. I turned it off, but I am going to turn it back on. This is another game that I want, that I definitely want. We're going to wish list that. I already have this on PS5, so I'm not going to do that. I want this. I definitely want this. Even though I could play it on Xbox, but I don't know. We got Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I could play it. I could just use my Switch version to play that and just do the upgrade for $10. You got all the games. They got hundreds of games because they done partner with a bunch of people. This is something I want as well. Legends ZA. I have Legends Arceus. Pokemon Champions. I never heard of this. What is this? Battle of Pokemon against players in the Pokemon Champions game. These battles use familiar techniques from previous Pokemon games, such as Pokemon types abilities, enabling the rich and varied strategies you already know and love. Compete in ranked battles against players from all over the world. Try casual battles. Some easygoing fun. You can have private battles. Pokemon Champions will be comparable with Pokemon Home, the cloud service, Nintendo Switch system, and all devices. That means in addition to the Pokemon partners available Pokemon Champions, you could also team up with certain Pokemon brought over from the past Pokemon series. Oh, okay. Let's take a look at the trailer. I want to show y'all every nook and cranny of the system. So if this is running a little bit long, you can skip to what you want to skip to. But I'm showing every single corner of the system. Pokemon Champions. I never heard of this. I'm surprised I never saw a trailer or nothing. Oh, this is a mobile joint? So this is basically like a tournament style kind of vibe. And from the looks of it, it's coming to Switch 1 too. So he lit. Mega Evolutions. Okay, I think I get the point. All right, so we're gonna wish list that game because that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, so we got you know, your typical stuff that you would see on there. You know, got coming soon. Got games that's coming soon. Mad games is coming soon. Bunch of games coming soon. I was gonna try this game out on PC. I saw they have like a Steam Lost in Random. This is a sleeper. Check this out, Lost in Random. This is another game that I want. What is this bundled with? Like DLC and shit. Konozu Village Trainings, Guest Demons Pack, Survival Pack. Nah, I'm gangster. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go raw. I'm gonna just save this because I definitely want this game too. And then you got Nintendo Switch Online. You can see the tiers that they have. 1 month $3.99, 3 months $7.99, 12 months $19.99. You can also have family memberships for $34.99. $50 for the expansion pack. So opening a new built-in Nintendo Switch Online application. I want to just see what they have. Like, I think the expansion pack, you get more access to certain shit, I think.
On the Nintendo Switch.
Let's look at the trailer. That'll break it down.
On the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems, enjoy more games, more features, and more fun with Nintendo Switch Online. Here are some of the benefits you'll get with a membership. With online play and compatible games, you can enjoy gaming together, even when you're far apart. Team up with or battle against players around the world.
Remember when playing online was free? Now all the big 3 companies charge you to pay online. All of them.
If you have a Nintendo Switch 2 system,
wait, PlayStation
you
do
can
charge
use Game Chat. Hang out with friends and share your game screen with them. Enjoy playing games and chatting with each other as if you were all together in the same room.
Yeah, I want to hook up the camera, see if the camera works. You get the classic
Nintendo
consoles.
Classics,
It's hella
you can
games on there.
curated library of
You could be
classic
stuck
games
on
from
one
different
console
systems.
all week. It's hella games on that shit.
Access
That's a
these
fact.
games whenever
When
and
I had
wherever
it, it
you
was
like.
overwhelming. You low key. Dare I say
4 players can play
dare I say you don't need an emulator. Dare I say you don't need an emulator. But if you already got it, do your thing. But this is like from the official company and it's organized and you get hundreds of games that some of which you probably didn't even think to download. But I don't know, teach their own.
select multiplayer games locally or online. You can also use this as spin point to save your game whenever you'd like.
This is dope.
So you can play for a bit,
you have like save states
even when
whenever
you're
you want.
short on time.
You can create a save state at any point you want.
There's also the handy rewind feature. If you want to retry a section, use this feature to go back to an earlier
That's
point in
cool
time.
too. That's cool too. You can't do that on the emulator. Definitely can't do that on the emulator.
Along with Nintendo Classics, you can play other games exclusively for Nintendo Switch Online members.
Oh, okay. So you can download it, and some of them are free, but some of them aren't. Okay, so I could download it. Okay, cool.
Listen to some of your favorite Nintendo soundtracks on your smart device with Nintendo Music. You can enjoy a variety of Nintendo tunes from different games, as well as customize and save playlists. You can also extend or loop
Yeah,
some
we
of
know
your
we
favorite
know about
tracks.
Nintendo Music already.
Use
We can
them as
skip this part.
background music for studying, working, or relaxing.
You can skip ahead a little bit. I already know about Nintendo Music. I mentioned it earlier.
Save data, cloud and compatible games, game trials, and more.
So what's the expansion pack? What is that?
In addition to all the benefits mentioned so far, you can enjoy even more benefits with Nintendo Switch Online plus Expansion Pack. With this membership, you'll have access to additional games via Nintendo Classics.
That's tough. I fuck with that. Get this guy off me.
You'll also have access to select Nintendo Switch 2 Edition upgrade packs, as well as select DLC at no additional cost. Plus, with this membership, there are even more classic games you can enjoy.
Genesis, yeah. Genesis has some solid games. It's definitely a go-to console.
More games, more features, more fun. Nintendo Switch Online. Nintendo Switch Online and Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack memberships are available starting at the pricing options shown here.
Okay, I think I get it now.
If 2 or more people will be using a membership, the family membership is the most cost-effective option.
Up to how many people can
If
use
you
it, though.
currently have a membership on Nintendo Switch, you'll be able to carry it over to Nintendo Switch 2.
All right, yeah, so that's Nintendo Online. If you didn't know, if you didn't understand how that worked, definitely interested in the GameCube joint. I wonder if I download the GameCube shit. Can I what games come free with it? Oh, this one comes. Oh, you get Zelda Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, and Soul Calibur. That's tough. That is tough. I'm not gonna lie. So you got to sign in to download it. So I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you guys every single nook and cranny of the console. We could look through the system settings. Flight mode cannot be enabled while the console is connected to a TV. You could get more support device. You can get Bluetooth audio. Oh yeah, I can't see that. 209 gigabytes. Oh, that's not bad. Skip select screen. I want to fuck with the camera. I want to see if the camera works. All right, so when you connect the camera first in the audio settings, it's going to show your camera up there. So you see it says USB HD Pro webcam C920. That's the Logitech one. You can adjust your sound however you would like. You can test the output, test the mic and everything. And then you could come down here to you gotta go accessories, yeah, and then go to test camera. So I already have it set up. So boom, there we go. So it's this is just a 1080p camera, so it's not like super HD like my 4K one that you see. You can see the difference right there on the screen, like from 4K to 1080p. That's why I upgraded my camera. But yeah, so it works. Third party cameras do work. If you want a suggestion on what camera you should get, this C920 is cheap and it's 1080p. You know, so you can get that camera. My table's a little dusty. I gotta dust that off. That shit collects so much dust. Anything you buy black, it collects so much freaking dust. But yeah, this will get the job done though. This will definitely get the job done. All right. So yeah, you see me in all my scruffy gloriousness. Yeah. So that's the Nintendo Switch camera, and you get a better look at my tattoo, just in case y'all never seen my tattoo before. It's a Grim Reaper. All right, so a couple of other things I forgot to go over is the Miis. You can create a Mii. So the Wii era stuff is there. They still got my old Mii from when I had. That's crazy, because if you know me, you know I had braids before. So this is from when I had braids. Like that's how far back this Mii goes. I'm surprised they saved it for that long. Like that is so crazy. So you can create your Mii, and then you can have Amiibo. So if you don't know what Amiibos are, it's these figurines that you could buy. They used to be $10, and they went up to $20. Now they're $30 for this generation, and you can you take the Amiibo. Like let's say this is an Amiibo, right? This is like way smaller than an Amiibo, but it's like a little figurine. You put it on top of the controller while you're in the game that supports the Amiibo, and it drops stuff. Like if you're in Zelda, it drops you special items and things of that nature. So that's a cool little feature. You know, you got your themes in here. I'm pretty sure they'll add more themes as you go. You know, your notifications, sleep mode, obviously your system updates. You can program the buttons, the GLGR buttons for the Pro Controller. When you have the Pro Controller, I still gotta buy that Pro Controller. Vibrations. There's a bunch of settings in here, including like the mouse sensitivity. And you can also test your USB camera. So that's the next thing I wanted to do. But I just wanted to just quickly thumb through these settings so you can see that, you know, what features it has, even the parental control. So, and that's the Nintendo Switch 2, y'all. One thing I forgot to mention is the display settings. Like there's a variety of display settings: HDR output, TV resolution. You can run 120 hertz at 1440p and 1080p and 4K 60. So that's something that most people want to know. It has like RGB range. It has screen burn-in reduction. Like the screen brightness will turn down after 5 minutes of activity. Match power state. It said the TV will be switched on if the console is put in TV mode, or if the console is woken up from sleep and is already in TV mode. Switching off the TV will put the console in sleep mode. You have 120 hertz output, auto low latency with compatible TV. So if you have like a up-to-date TV, you can even adjust the HDR. So if you have like a up-to-date TV and things of that nature, you can go in the settings and tweak it to your liking. I will say this, in the dock, this thing runs super hot in the dock. Like I had it in the dock just for this half an hour that I've been trying to set it up. And it ran hot. Like I picked it up, it was like really warm on the back, and so I don't know if there's a better cooling solution for that, but this thing runs hot in dock mode especially when you're running. Like I had it on automatic. My settings were on automatic, so whatever my TV's 4K, so it probably went to 4K, 4K 60. But you could change that if you want. You could change that. You got 720p, 1080p, 1440p, and then you got 4K. So, however you want to do it. So, but that's just a fair warning. This thing does run hot. I haven't played many games. I haven't gamed on it yet. I'm gonna save that for separate videos. Each game that I play is gonna have its own video, starting with Mario Kart. So, look for that in the annotations or in the on the pinned comment or description or wherever I decide to put it at. But yeah, I'm surprised. The only thing that my only downside is so far is that I'm surprised of how hot it is, and I didn't even play a game. So imagine me playing a game, how hot it's gonna get, especially in handheld mode. Like, I don't know. We're gonna see. That's one thing I'm worried about. And I'm also worried about battery life. Like, you know, games like Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna drain his battery like nothing. So honestly, I used my Switch as mostly a home console. I would just play with the Pro controller so I get the full 1080p experience. So I'll probably do that with the Switch so I could get 4K 60 with compatible games. You got to keep in mind that's with compatible games, because some games do 1440 at 60 on 120, but you got to really look into the settings and things of that nature to tweak it and see what will work for you for whatever game you're playing. But yeah, overall, my first impressions, I'm liking what I'm seeing. The positives outweigh the negatives for me. Don't come at me in the comments talking about I'm a Nintendo shill. No, I'm not. I already done ragged on Nintendo for the anti-consumer tactics that they've been doing in regards to this system. But end of the day, I'm a content creator, so this is part of how I make a little side income. So it's not gonna hurt me. So it's not gonna hurt me to make a Switch video. Like, I get to participate in the next generation of Nintendo's gaming ecosystem, and I get to make a little money while doing it. So that's cool. So but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, so you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. So JusticeXFalls, we out one. Stay tuned for gameplay on the next video.